So, Trix, this is like what? The third, fourth universe where you're a main character? Let's see. There's the classical universe. Check. There's the Manhattan First. Check. Pretty positive I'm missing a third one. What can Trixie say? She's popular. Yeah, you're right. I mean, you are the original rival character. Mm-hmm. And we're mainly doing this because since this is a 10-year anniversary thing, before we get to a sweet taste of cake, what we need to do to celebrate properly is with a fake reading of a certain universe. And we've already redone universe at least twice. So, let's get started. The Great and Powerful Trixieverse by Lord King Cocoon. I have been notified that every time I refer to his Lord King, I have to use the Lord King every single time. Otherwise, he will be sending people down my door. And I just had that thing fixed. Chapter 1. An Unexpected Instruction. Once upon a time, in the magical land of Equestria, there were two regal sisters who ruled together and created harmony for all the land. To do this, the eldest used her Alicorn powers to raise the sun. The younger brought out the moon to begin the night. And thus the two sisters maintained balance for their kingdom and their subjects, all different types of ponies. But as time went on, the younger sister became resentful. The ponies relished and played in the day her elder sister brought forth, but shunned and slid through her beautiful night. One fateful day, the younger Alicorn refused to lower the moon to make way for the dawn. The elder sister tried to reason with her, but the bitterness in the young one's heart had transformed her into a wicked mare of darkness. Nightmare Moon. She vowed that she would shroud the land in eternal night. Reluctantly, the elder sister harnessed the most powerful magic known to ponydom, the elements of harmony. Using the magic of the elements of harmony, she defeated her younger sister and banished her permanently in the moon. The elder sister took on responsibility for both the sun and moon. And harmony had been maintained in Equestria for generations since. A young yellow unicorn filly red, her long teal mane shifted to cover one of her green eyes. She moved her mane out of the way to show off her freckles. Wonder why Princess Sally gave me this story to read. The princess wants you to do what? A violet unicorn mare exclaimed after reading the letter she was just presented with. Strands of dark purple mane began poking out of her bangs as a shock overtook her. I mean, why would she choose you to organize this Millennial Summer Sun Celebration? I'm the more organized out of the two of us. And without me, you're a disorganized mess. Twilight Sparkle is one of the Princess Celestia's two prized pupils with a special talent in magic, representative of the 6-point Starburst cutie mark. It's called Controlled Chaos. A pale blue unicorn mare grumbled in irritation at the jab at her lack of organization skills. She flicked her stylized white mane with a dramatic flick of her head. Her purple eyes shone with self-confidence. Often confused as egotistical when in reality, it's just her nature as a show mare. Oh yeah, because I would never because I always confuse Trixie with egotistical. Always and... Sorry, boss. Trixie will have words. But when I got the letter, I was as confused as you are. I mean, you are famous for your checklists, and how you double, triple, and quadruple check them. Trixie Lulamoon is Princess Celestia's second prized pupil. Although Trixie would argue she's the first. Like Twilight, Trixie also has special talent in magic. Granted, it was a different type of magic. Where Twilight's magical ability is focused more on her deep reservoir of raw magical potential, Trixie's magical ability is primarily about finesse and cunning, allowing her to be the sage magician she is. Trixie's special talent is represented in her cutie mark as a waving wand topped with a 6-pointed star, the same 6-pointed star that has Twilight's cutie mark. Twilight and Trixie are functionality, the two sides of the same coin. They have always been mirrors of each other in some form or another. This has always been the case ever since they got their key marks simultaneously during their entrance exams into Celestia School for Gifted Unicorns. If something happened to one of them in some way, something similar happens to the other. Some could call them coincidences, but in the long term, there are far too many coincidences of them for being coincidences. And it's not uncommon for the situation to be too specific to be a coincidence. I think I said coincidences enough in this paragraph. I don't quadruple check my checklists. Although, Twilight said, considering the idea. Trixie, you should know better than to give Twilight ideas like that. And now unless the purple dragon said as he set down a sack of books. As flattered as I am to be tasked with such an event, I don't know if I'm up to the challenge. The show Mare a minute after defeat. I mean, I know I'm great and powerful. I'm the great and powerful Trixie, after all. But that's just it. I'm a show mayor, not an event organizer. I don't know how to organize a Summer Sun Celebration, especially not one as big as this one. First things first, Trixie. Calm down. Take a deep breath. Hold it in for a moment, then slowly let it out. The young dragon instructed. Trixie did as instructed, allowing herself to calm down. Thanks, Spike. I need that, Trixie said in a more calm tone. I don't need to start twilighting. It's bad enough when Twilight does it. Twilight grumbled at her name being turned into a verb. Now, let's think of this rationally, Spike continued. Do either of you believe that Princess Celestia is not in her right mind about this? Spike! Twilight exclaimed in shock. Why would you say that the princess is not in her right mind? I didn't, Spike replied. But if you're questioning your motives, you are the ones implying that you believe she's not in her right mind. Rather than question why Princess Celestia didn't pick Twilight, try to think of why she would pick Trixie instead. I think Spike has been hanging on Princess Celestia too much, Trixie said. He's becoming cryptic like she often is. So because I'm sounding cryptic means I'm hanging around Celestia too much, Spike carried. Fine. I'll just tell you what I think, if you two don't want to think for yourselves. I think... No, wait! Twilight interrupted. Let us think for ourselves. Trixie didn't mean to imply that we didn't want to figure it out ourselves, but you know her well enough she doesn't know when to keep her mouth shut. I like this fic already. It has Twilight being smart. The coy grin on Twilight's face from that comment earlier, or the deadpan look from Trixie in response. Despite how Twilight chose to word it, she's technically right, Trixie admitted half-heartedly. I was just teasing, but I technically never implied that I didn't want to figure it out for myself. You came to that conclusion all on your own. Brrr. Spike belched out a green flame to collect as a scroll. Spike then started reading it out loud. Dear Twilight Sparkle, as you're most likely aware by now, the Millennial Summer Sun Celebration is coming up. This year, the Summer Sun Celebration will be held in Ponyville. I requested that Bellatrix Lulamoon the 7th oversee the event. I would also like to request that you take charge while I'm away. I understand you may be confused about my decision. Bellatrix is likely equally confused, but I assure you I have my reasons for this decision. I'm sure that by the time you read this, the two of you are already trying to figure out my reasoning for not sending Twilight to Ponyville. This also means that I assume that Bellatrix is listening to Spike read the letter. I've already informed Spike of my reasoning and requested he lets you figure it out on your own. This is why he was likely unfazed by the news. Sincerely, Princess Celestia. Yes, Bellatrix Lulamoon the 7th may bring her ward to Ponyville with her. I believe this may be a good chance for her to socialize with others. Ponyvillians, who happen to be very accepting of ponies, I sure knows you will have brought her along the way. We're going to Ponyville? A young voice squealed in joy as you entered the room. You know, considering how much the princess got raved about us in that letter, I wouldn't be surprised if she knew the exact moment a Solace would arrive that she would hear exactly what she wanted to hear, Trixie assumed. Before Oculus arrived, Trixie had a slightly sour expression on her face. She hated the name Bellatrix. It's why she preferred going by Trixie. But Princess Celestia would always write letters to her addressing her as Bellatrix Lulamoon the 7th. She admitted that it's a name inherited by her lineage, which is why she would likely name her own daughter Bellatrix Lulamoon the 8th, and her daughter would like her name that just as much as Trixie did. But Trixie's mood always lifted when Oculus came, partly reactive, since Trixie being in a bad mood would cause more harm than good to Oculus. No pony could deny her pure innocence would chase away Wendigos. The yellow filly went out to nuzzle her surrogate mother, who returned a gesture in kind. You heard correctly, Trixie confirmed. Princess Celestia is sending me to Ponyville to oversee the planning for the 1000th Summer Sun Celebration. Twilight will be staying here to oversee things while Princess Celestia is away. You must be because you're an entertainer, Oculus said, catching the attention of the older ponies. Who better than the great and powerful Trixie to make sure the event is as spectacular as can be? She said, rolling her artist as Trixie would. Spike sighed in defeat. Oculus was quite insightful, and when Spike had a secret or something, her insight would figure it out, even if she didn't intend to. And Twilight's organization skills would make her a good leader, Oculus continued, because Princess Sally is smart like that. She sure is, Twilight agreed with a light chuckle. So when do you plan on leaving for Ponyville? If it weren't for the fact that it's on such short notice, I would have said we'd leave tomorrow, Trixie said, but that would mean I had to organize the celebration and find a place to stay in all in one night. I guess get your things ready. With that said, the filly went to pack her things. Twilight and Trixie were a little annoyed that they didn't get to figure things out on their own, but at the same time they were impressed with how Oculus was able to analyze the situation and come up with what Celestia's reasoning would be like so quickly. Then again, the Princess Celestia predicted what her reactions were when Oculus would arrive. Could she have predicted that Oculus would figure things out before Twilight or Trixie, and did she tell him? How crazy the princess could be at times. Who knows? Trixie and Oculus were now on the train, getting ready to go to Ponyville. Doesn't the town hall offer a place to stay for political representatives? Oculus asked. This caught the showmare off guard. Why didn't you say so soon earlier? Trixie asked, without being answered. Trixie came to the conclusion herself. You just wanted to go to Ponyville sooner, didn't you? The grand and filly's face was all the answers he needed. Look at it this way. This means you have more time to watch over the celebration. Oculus said, that also means we'll have more time to spend visiting Ponyville. I guess we should enjoy it while we can, Trixie agreed. It'll be refreshing change of pace, but I will still be more than happy to return home to Canterlot. Do you think there are any false maggots to play with in Ponyville? Oculus asked excitedly as he poked out the window, her tail switching back and forth with glee. Stop being cute, kid! There was no hiding the smile on Trixie's face and Oculus's joy. I'm sure there are plenty, Trixie chuckled. Although considering Ponyville's proximity to the Everfree Forest, I question how smart it is to raise a foal like this so close to the forest. Phyllis was able to find there, right? Yeah, I suppose they have, haven't they? Trixie said. You know, Oculus, we have a private car, so you don't have to stay in pony form. Oculus the Mare felt like a lightweight. Are you sure nobody will see me? If some pony saw you, then this would be a private car now, wouldn't it? Trixie said was like, acknowledging this fact, Oculus relented. A green glow began to form around her horn. Magical aura began to take the form of a green flame. Whoosh! Click. A gray pony with a Geo-Cutie mark, an expressive face, walked into the car to see a pale blue unicorn wearing a magician's hat and robe, and a black, pony-like insectoid with radiant blue eyes and holes in her limbs and wings. The two inhabitants of the car looked at the newcomer in shock. The smaller of the two was petrified of being caught in her true form. Some believed that the young one was a stone statue. And one for the glowing blue eyes, especially how she fell all over with a clunk without moving a muscle. But to the newcomer in the car, it wasn't the glowing blue eyes that gave her the status not statue away. The gray mare slowly made her way to another booth. Now you reacted to the sight of the unknown creature that was Oculus. I don't mean to be rude, but... Trixie said before her demeanor changed to a more aggressive one. What are you doing here? Riding a train, the Mare said simply. This caught Trixie off guard for a moment before regaining her intimidating composure. Don't you know this is a private train car? Yes. Again, Trixie was caught off guard. There's something about this Mare. Not only was she unfazed by Trixie's intimidation tactics, her blunt honesty kept throwing her off guard. If you know this is a private car, then why did you come here? For privacy. The answer was so obvious, it was the last answer she expected. What I mean is, how did you get into this car? We specifically reserved it. The conductor let me in. But why did the conductor let you in? Because I needed a seat. We reserved private. Trixie started incoherently, completely thrown off her game. You should remind your friend to breathe, said, pointing to Oculus. Trixie turned to see that Oculus was so dedicated to keeping still that she was holding her breath. Now her face was turning purple, falling to the floor limply. No longer interested in arguing with the newcomer, Trixie went to check and see if Oculus was okay. Oculus, are you okay? Please wake up! Trixie exclaimed in a panic, trying to wake her ward up. She should be okay, as long as she gets enough air, the Grey Mare said, to the two. She just fainted from oxygen deprivation. She'll recover as long as she's breathing. Trixie was surprised by the mare's sudden appearance next to them, not hearing her move. What she was more concerned about Oculus was less than the impact. You're taking this a lot better than I expected, Trixie admitted, still keeping an eye on Oculus. If you knew my sister, nothing would surprise you either, the Grey Mare said. What is she? The question took Trixie off guard. Specifically, she was taken off guard by the fact that was the first thing she said. It wasn't a response to a question. Well, technically, it was the second. But the first was her saying that Oculus would be okay. Still wasn't technically a response. This question was the first time the Grey Mare had spoken about it being a reaction to what Trixie said first. Her name is Oculus, and she's a changeling, Trixie said simply. Your knowledge of what she is now nearly as extensive as my own. I get the feeling that Princess Celestia knows more than what she told me. But this is as much as I know. As for what I haven't told you, you can probably figure it out on your own based on what you saw when you walked in on us. Transforming magic. Something like that, Trixie confirmed. Yes, it's magic, but it's innate to her species. She usually takes that unicorn form because of how she's been treated when she's undisguised. I'm assuming you're from Canterlot, the Grey Mare said. Canterlonians tend to dislike anyone who's different from them. Well, they're not all like that, said Trixie. But the Canterlot nobles certainly fit the description, with a few exceptions. There are a few good nobles, though. My name is Trixie, by the way. Madelia Daisy Pie, the Grey Mare introduced, sticking Trixie's hoof. But my sisters simply call me Maud. So, are you on the way to the Ponyville for Summer Sun Celebration? Trixie asked. Ponyville is on the way, so I'm stopping to visit a friend, Maud said, her face never leaving that muzzleless expression. I'm studying to earn my doctorate from the School of Rockology. Isn't that the study of rocks called geology? Trixie asked. Yes, but it doesn't sound as fun. Fair point, Trixie admitted. My name is Trixie Lulamoon. I'm on my way to the Ponyville to oversee the Summer Sun Celebration. I was sent by Celestia herself. Trixie waited to see how impressed Maud was being directly instructed by Celestia to oversee the event. But to her chagrin, Maud barely reacted. She slowly blinked. So you're a friend of the princess? I'm not friends with her. I'm her personal student, Trixie said before thinking about it. Well, I suppose we are not friends. I guess I never thought of her as a friend because of the teacher-student relationship. Friends can be found in strangest places and situations. My friend and I got our cutie marks together. Welcome to the great and powerful Trixieverse. And here you focus on someone so egotistical, and here you had to be named after her. Of course. I mean, after all, who else would have her own little part of the multiverse being named after her, right?